A developer made a plugin to annoy Roblox YouTubers.
How much of a loser, how little of a life do you have in order to dedicate an hour of your life to make outs and just rejoin the same said YouTuber over and over and over again just to harass them? And it has over 60,000 downloads. And it has over 60,000 downloads.
Congratulations, John, on making the problem worse for everyone. I've been asked a lot recently to talk about this cool thing called Roast Searcher, since a lot of YouTubers have been complaining about it recently, and I figured I'd give my take on this whole ordeal. I also got in direct contact with the main developer of Roast Searcher, Nexture, and we had a little bit of discussion going down of all the controversy that's been brought up about his app. So let's talk about it. If you like in 3 seconds, you are a very, very epic gamer. So the first main question to answer, and the big one, is Konekokitten, what on earth is Roast Searcher, and why is everyone making a huge deal out of it? Roast Searcher is a Chrome extension, which allows you to have the power to join anyone on Roblox as long as you have their user ID. So you go to a game that they're playing, you type in their user ID at the bottom, and it'll search through every single server to find what specific server that player is playing on. It bypasses pretty much all of Roblox's privacy settings. Doesn't matter if you have joins off, and it also doesn't matter if that user has you blocked. You can bypass all of that with this. And now you can probably see why this is making a pretty big majority of Roblox players upset. Specifically some people within the Roblox YouTube community, because some people use this Roast Searcher app as a way to stalk and harass YouTubers that are trying to record videos. And plus the fact that it bypasses pretty much all of Roblox's privacy features is not good, I would say that. And being honest with you, I think Roast Searcher existing, or people that are able to bypass Roblox's privacy features like this, show a fair point, that Roblox's privacy settings are incredibly outdated and they seriously need to be updated to modernized. For one, the fact that I can only block 50 people on Roblox is abysmal. Imagine if you can only block 50 people on Twitter or Facebook. That wouldn't go over very well, would it? Regardless though, all of the attraction and where all the attention has really been brought to this application, mostly as of recently, is because of my friend John Roblox's video. And I gotta be real with you, man. If I was a troll, John's Roblox video would serve as the best 10-minute advertisement as to why I should piss off YouTubers.
How much of a loser, how little of a life do you have?
I also really don't enjoy the start of this video too, because less than 10 seconds into the video, he begins with a very sarcastic comment towards the developer.
Thank you, Nexture. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But again, thank you for essentially creating a program that specializes in harassing YouTubers, because that's pretty much what this is used for.
I haven't seen a single YouTuber try to go to the developer to talk to him, and I managed to get in contact with Nexture and figure out exactly what was going on here and why this app was specifically created. Upon talking to him in direct messages, I said that it was really funny of all the controversy going on. He said it was true. The only reason that he made the plugin was because it was available in another popular exploiting software and already knew the method. He remember looking one day and it went from like 10,000 users to 50,000 users randomly. But the main thing to really grasp from this discussion though, and probably the most important thing to pinpoint here, is that the developer, Nexture, had no idea that this problem was going on, at least to this type of extent. And on Twitter, before we actually got in contact, he said, I mean, when I originally released the plugin, I only used it to follow my friends, but I didn't actually expect the plugin to gain this much traction. But I could possibly modify the plugin to allow users to opt out of its search methods. So really, the developer, Nexture, is not the bad guy. He just made a silly plugin that didn't expect to get that much traction as it did, and unfortunately, it was a plugin that he made that got caught in the hands of wrong people. Again, you can't blame the developer, you can only blame the people that decide to use it. A lot of people assumed off of John Roblox's video and title that the entire purpose of the program was to just stalk and harass YouTubers. That's not the intention that Nexture had behind the plugin at all. But the premise of Roast Searcher as a whole, really, I think I would classify it as an exploit, because it bypasses all of the security settings, it bypasses every privacy feature that any Roblox account would have in place. You can block them and they can still join you. I think it's very fair that we classify this as an exploit. And keep in mind, this specific feature that Roast Searcher has been in popular exploit software on Roblox for months and years at this point. So this isn't particularly a new thing. But it's fortunate that Nexture is going to try to work on a solution with opting out of searches or to do something to help people that are actually being harassed by this. Because, you know, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He was very honest and willing to talk to me about this. He literally had no idea that it was causing this many problems, so I don't want to label him as a villainous person here, and I hope he doesn't come off as that to any of you here as well. Now, the main question, though, that I have, and unfortunately it was answered a little bit by Nextchair, is what is Roblox's solutions to these types of problems with people completely bypassing privacy? There are 3 options here that are considered. 2 of them were brought up by Nextchair, where he said there isn't much they can do about it other than remove the server list feature on Roblox, or make everyone in the server list appear as the same icon. Or alternatively, Roblox actually starts cracking down and figuring out how to protect the privacy of their users. So those are really the main solutions that we have here, and unfortunately they aren't looking very good. You either remove the server list, meaning you would not have anything show up, you just hit the play button and you'd be thrown to a random server, or you make everyone here have the exact same icon. So ultimately, in the end, I think John's video, given the solutions that we just had here on video, unfortunately made the problem amplified by a lot, because as we saw in the beginning of this video, the meme that I made, the application only had 60,000 downloads, and then it jumped 10,000 ever since John's video was published. The better solution here to have done probably would have just been to contact Nextchair privately about this and been like, hey, do you realize how much problems that your extension in Chrome is causing? Because, like, the dude didn't know. He barely even browses Twitter, for Christ's sake, so I don't expect him to see everything. And once again, I'll end off this video with my whole opinion on exploiting, since Rose Searcher is considered an exploit, at least by me. As long as you're not using an exploit with malicious intent, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. Huge shout out and thank you to Nextchair for being super chill and talking to me about this. Really do appreciate the discussion. But with that being said, I am done for today's video. How do you guys feel about all of this with Rose Searcher? Or did you feel like John's video just made the entire thing worse? Do let me know how you feel about it all down below in the comment section. But until next time, folks, I'm Konekokitten. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're new for daily